Hi, and welcome back to Underground Video Network Behind the Counter. This is Mike Warp. As with me always is my cohort and companion, Richard Catterjohn.
Hey.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about the big summer movies of 2012. Stay tuned. So here it is, 2012. Summertime, you can tell from the perspiration. Yeah, we can't afford Central Air. Are you nuts? But we can't talk about summertime without, talking about the big movies.
It's been a huge summer.
Oh God,
it's been the hugest summer.
I would say that is perfect.
As of right now.
Yes, 2012 has set the bar when it's come to big blockbuster movies.
And there's a few comic book involved movies that just kind of topped everything.
One we have to mention off the top of our head, because me and Richard, we both realized just a little bit ago, wait a minute, we haven't talked about the Avengers? How did that happen?
And that was way back in May.
So guess what? You know what's really fantastic about waiting this long? Screw you, spoilers, we're telling you everything.
Boom, Loki.
Yeah. God, I love that part. Hulk smash. Wow, I love that.
Okay, sorry, we had to get that out of the way.
Oh yeah, the Avengers. Real quick, because we know everybody's who would even consider watching this show, except for people who are related to us, have seen the Avengers, so we can go into it, head first. I loved it.
It was one of the greatest written movies I've seen.
God bless you, Joss Whedon, you magnificent bastard. Sir, he set the bar for so many different things. First of all, to do a movie with a cast ensemble.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dear God. I mean, with no offense to the X-Men movies.
Which have been okay.
Been okay.
Up and down.
Up and down. Joss Whedon was able to show, I can have this many big guns, both character and actor-wise, and not belittle or underdo or undercut or overemphasize this person or that person. Here's everybody's moment in the spotlight. It's not forced. It was organic. This is my team.
And it was a good adventure.
It was a good Avenger. Oh God.
It worked because, like you said, it wasn't forced.
Right.
It wasn't contrived.
Yes.
It moved. It was very good. You had the touch of humor when needed. You had the seriousness. You had the overwhelming of the invasion.
Yep.
And you had big monsters. What more do you want? And
the thing that I really liked was that it showed the true Avengers, because these weren't people who were like buddy-buddy. These people didn't get along.
Oh yeah.
These were huge personality conflicts, and they didn't make light of it. They showed it. They showed that they had to overcome their own BS before they could work as a team, and that was part of the greatness of the story, was showing how these people got together and how they got along
and became the Avengers.
Yeah.
And
the other thing I got to mention that I really liked about this is we're talking about the character building, was that Joss Whedon was able. How do I put this? I love Hawkeye. I really do. But how do you put a man whose only real power is he's an awesome, not only archer, but I mean he's an awesome fighter, but he's known for the bow and arrow. How do you make him interesting and relevant next to Captain America or the guy in the $1 million armor and the Hulk? How do you make that guy interesting? Easy. Let Joss Whedon write it. Man, I love Hawkeye in this one. I mean, I shouldn't say this because tuning up Black Widow. Black Widow already had her. How do I put this? She didn't need no attention. She got her own attention, if you know what I mean. Scarlett Johansson did a fantastic job, but she already came guns a-blazing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Zing! You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, Hawkeye was fantastic. Everybody was fantastic.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Hulk. Oh, he made Hulk work.
He did.
I mean, they tried 2 movies before that and couldn't get him to work. Now,
not only did they make Hulk work, they made Bruce Banner work.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo, I just 17 going on 30. I still love you. They really did. He was. I gotta say, I really liked the other. Well, there was 2. I really liked the last one. Man, Mark Ruffalo did a phenomenal job as Bruce Banner.
Oh, definitely.
Really.
I loved it when he was being picked on by Tony Stark. I mean, it was like the guy in there or something like that.
Honestly, for me, one of my favorite lines throughout the entire movie was, "That's the catch. I'm always angry." It was like, God, it's like, wow, that, you know what I mean? It's even for spectacular movies like that to really like get you here and go, yeah, you know. I hardly ever yeah in movies anymore, but yeah, you know, when Bruce Banner said that.
And Loki as the villain.
Oh yeah, it worked.
You had to use him because he was in the first comic.
Yeah.
You know, and he's the one that put the Avengers together. So you had to have him put the Avengers together.
Yes. Not only was it a nice touch to the previous movies, but it was a nice touch to Marvel history. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I don't know, the ending, I don't know. Let's go ahead and spoil it, you know.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, they announced at Comic-Con, you know, there's going to be the 2 more, you know, it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to somehow spin that out of this.
The comic books, the Avengers Assembles have kind of led on to it because we got a very good sneak peek at the very end of Avengers. For anybody who knows, this one was very subtle for the comic book fans, was the appearance of Thanos.
Right.
And like the crowd that I saw, like 3/4 of people got it. They're like, ah! And the other 1/4 of people were like, who's the purple guy?
Yeah.
Then the other 3/4 went, it's Thanos! You don't understand how big that is! And I mean, let's be honest with each other. To get a cosmic level threat like Thanos, man, you gotta bring out the big guns. And I'm sorry, Hulk, Steve Rogers, Iron Man.
Yeah.
You're shooting a BB gun at a brick wall when it comes to Thanos. So it was a perfect time to bring in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Were you reading the Avengers Assemble?
I am.
And I like your take on that.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. Is this like spoiling stuff?
I know, I really don't know.
Or is it just getting us ready?
I know. For anyone reading Avengers Assemble, the comic book, they're not holding anything back. You know what I mean? The story is very much... I really don't even know what universe to consider Avengers Assemble.
Supposedly it's the regular 616, but
I don't get it.
It don't play right.
It don't play right because, especially with everything that's going on now in the 616 with the Fox, or I keep wanting to say Fox 45, with the Phoenix Force. Man, where are they finding the time to do this? You know, it's just like, well, wait a minute. I know we're being hunted and persecuted, but we got a thing with Thanos real quick.
Yeah, this is on Tuesday.
Yeah, this is on Tuesday.
We'll go back to the 5 of you back on Thursday.
Yeah, and seriously, if it's in the Marvel universe and it's the Avengers, man, why isn't Wolverine in the background going, oh man, you know, he's everywhere. Why isn't he in this? So it's really weird to figure out where it fits into the world of this, but. I thought the idea of bringing on Thanos was a good segue. And I mean, really, the Guardians of the Galaxy, who thinks of the Guardians of the Galaxy? No offense to any of the Guardians of the Galaxy fans, but man, you want to talk about a long shot. Seriously, here's Joss Whedon thinking, you know who would be great on the screen? And they're like, what, Silver Surfer? What, big title, blah, blah, blah. Guardians of the Galaxy. And the big wigs sitting around the desk are like...
Well, they can't use Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Because it's tied up somewhere else.
Fox, or Sony, or whoever.
Fox. It's with Fox.
Which I get. I bet he would have loved to have, but they couldn't. But like what I'm saying is think about it from Joss Whedon's point of view. I mean, he can pretty much write his own ticket now.
Yeah.
But what he did was, you gotta imagine he's sitting around a director's boardroom with all the executives, and he's like, all right, pitch us your idea. Guardians of the Galaxy. Who are those?
Yeah, he won't even know.
He won't even know.
I know he's into comics, so, you know.
Yeah, but here's the thing I'm excited about. I got 2 words for you on my thoughts of the Guardians of the Galaxy coming into the sequel. Rocket Raccoon. I can't wait to see that. They're going to have to CGI him. Just this little angry little raccoon with big guns. Like, Cap, really? Seriously? I got this. You know what I mean? I'm totally stoked for that one.
So, well, we're really just asking. This is what we think is going to happen. We don't know. We don't really know exactly. The Guardians might be their own movie, but if you have Thanos in the end of the Avengers, where else was it going to lead to?
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Cap with Winter Soldier. The title was announced. Oh my! And then you know.
I can't wait. I really do. I hope they do this right. I would love to see, because I know they're going to do a trilogy. Because it's canon, you know, you got to do a trilogy. Yeah. I would love to see the next movie showing Bucky as Winter Soldier, if they keep true, full out villain. Then maybe like the last half hour, or maybe at the very end, show him being redeemed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just way speculation, but
and Scarlett Johansson could pop in as far as I'm concerned, because that's part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarlet. Yeah.
But overall, you like the Avengers.
I love the Avengers so much. And you know another great thing about the Avengers, and I can speak to this personally. I know people who have gone to see the Avengers because of all the publicity and how great it looks that weren't familiar or had watched previous Marvel movies, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, you know, who after watching it were like, Mike, can I borrow your Captain America?
Yeah.
You know, can I borrow your Thor? You know,
That happened to me.
It happened. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's happened to other people too. It's great that the success of the Avengers is really helping to expand the universe. I really am. It really makes me happy.
And it was cool to see some of those movies right before too.
Oh, God,
I actually went to a
yes.
marathon down at my favorite theater, the Gateway. You know, it was awesome to see Cap, Thor, and Iron Man right before the Avengers.
Yeah. There is one thing I have to mention about the Avengers, though. Joss Whedon, you character I love, killing SOB. Just wash, book, Agent Coulson. Just, and damn you for making me love it, too. It was like, oh, they killed Coulson. I'm like, but it worked, you know. But
Yeah.
God, man, it just makes me wonder if he doesn't just do it just to piss people off. Other rumor I heard, well, one thing about Agent Coulson is one of the big Avengers throughout comic book history, Vision.
Oh yeah, there's been
I could be proven wrong. Fast forward, you know, if you're watching this like 6 months from now, use it to smack me in the face. But I really hope they do something because Agent Coulson got a huge following.
Oh yeah.
It is so weird for me because if anybody knows, every once in a while when I'm flipping through the TV, I catch an old rerun of the New Adventures of Old Christine, and I see him like so henpecked, and like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is just giving him complete grief, and I'm like, that man would break your goddamn teeth. Don't you mess with Agent Coulson.
Hey, he's in the 616, so...
He is in a 616 now. Thank you for that. I love that.
And I hope they do some more with him.
I do too. But what my thing is, though, is I can understand killing a character in Firefly and that character staying dead, but this is the Marvel Universe. Nobody stays dead. I'm betting money right here, in one way or another, we have not seen the last of Agent Coulson.
Definitely. Now there's some other movies out.
I think the other big movie that we have to mention for the summer is The Dark Knight.
Correct.
The Dark Knight Rises. We would like to take just a moment before we talk about The Dark Knight. We have to just mention the tragedy that happened in Aurora, Colorado. I think that right there hit the... It's one of those things that not only hit the geek community, it hit the world. And we just want to give... We couldn't be geeks without saying how much... how saddened we are by what happened. The thing to take from this is that, you know, when things go bad, you will never see a group of people more committed to overcoming adversity than the comic book community. From the moment it happened, there were tributes, there were donations set up, there were charities. I love you geeks. That's all I gotta say. I'm one, I've made my donation, I've done what I can. God bless the geeks. Seriously, they pulled it out. And we can't not mention Christian Bale.
Oh, no. He went down and visited some of the survivors and so forth and the families.
It would have been so easy for Christian Bale being the I mean, everybody has these bad images of superstar actors and actresses not caring. That man dropped what he was doing and said, I gotta be there.
And he took no interviews.
He took no interviews. This was not a
PR stunt.
Oh, I'm actually, just for a minute, I'm gonna get, I did. I think by now everyone has seen the pictures of him. And here, small thing to notice too, that all the fantastic photos that you've seen of him with the survivors and with the people in the hospital. I don't know if you've noticed this or not. These aren't high quality press photography. These are cell phone pictures. There was no press. There was no to-do. These were just people like me and you. There's Christian Bale. Snap. Christian Bale proved once and for all that you don't need the cape and cowl to be a hero, and God bless that man for what he did.
Now onto the movie.
Now onto the movie. God bless it, I love that movie. Sweet jumping Jiminy, I love that movie. Wasn't just a good comic book movie. God, it was... Dark Knight Rises rose above the bar, man. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, it was great. A lot of aspects of it was just beyond. you know.
I really, again, we always mention subtle changes. You can't keep. I was a little apprehensive of Bane at first. 'Cause I grew up with Bane. I have Nightfall, the snapping. I know what I looked for in Bane, and when I first saw publicity still, I didn't see it. You know, Bane didn't have the gas. You know, he had the El Luchador wrestling. You know, look. You know, and I'm like, man, he's got a big furry coat and a gas mask.
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
afraid it was going to be Darth Vader or something.
But God, they pulled it off.
Yeah.
There were scenes with Bane that made me go, huh. Damn, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know how much we really want to spoil because it's still pretty new in the theaters.
I know, really, it's been like 2 weeks, people. If you haven't seen it yet, just
go see it.
Just go see it. It's fantastic.
Anne Hathaway steals her part.
I gotta admit, she really did impress me. I was I was leery of her. You know, I saw the stills, you know, so it's like, oh, we're just going to slap Anne Hathaway in a tight little suit. I loved her character.
She really did a good job.
Inside and out of the Catwoman costume, fantastic. She did a phenomenal job.
Oh, I think she fit the part. I mean, she was more Earth 2
Yes.
Catwoman. I really liked the different stuff that she slammed that one guy up against the wall with her legs stretched out. It was just amazing.
And again, we mentioned this in the Avengers, how you can take an ensemble cast and make it work. Man, Christopher Nolan blew this one out of the park too. I mean, look at the heavy hitters: Christian Bale, Anne Hathaway, Gary Oldman, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy. These are people who, in and of themselves, steal the movie. You know what I mean?
But it doesn't. No particular character overshadowed even Batman. I mean, Batman was your center character, but yet at the same time, you had this other story going on.
The only time I will disagree with you on that one is Michael Caine.
Oh,
God, I love that man. He is so. We won't spoil, but there's a scene when Alfred gets a little emotional.
Oh yeah.
That I sat there and went, just Bruce, hug Alfred for God's sake. Loved. Oh, I did, man. Michael Caine. Just phenomenal. Another thing that I have that we as nerds, I would feel it's our obligation to mention. Don't sit through the credits.
Yeah.
don't sit through the credits. I did. I made my family sit through the credits. The thing is, though, I didn't even have to say anything to them. I've driven my wife and my family to enough comic book movies that they know just because there's credits doesn't mean shit's over yet. Sorry, pardon my friend. It doesn't mean things are over yet. Because we sat there, but then when the lights came on, I mean, even my wife was like, really? I mean, we know no spoilers that the movie, because there's no spoilers in saying that Christopher Nolan has announced, I'm done.
Yeah.
Walking away. But the movie had a finality, but it also had an air of continuation.
Yeah.
So there was that little bit of hope that there might be a little something at the end. There's not. Get up, walk away. Other than that, fantastic. Oh man, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I love me some Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I mean, what's weird for me seeing him bring to the table what he has, even G.I. Joe, Inception. I still see him as Tommy from Third Rock. You know, Third Rock from the Sun. I really do. Like every time he comes out on the screen, I just expect John Lithgow to go, Tommy, blah, 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 blah. But he has done quite well for himself. And if there is any justice in the world, we will be seeing more of him in a comic book movie, if you know what I mean. And I ain't talking G.I. Joe. Hope somebody's listening.
I don't know. I just don't know what they're going to do with this. I think this is done.
Like I said, it really did. I think they teased at the point that there is a very strong finality, but there
You mean the
could
middle
be
name?
Yeah, there could be a little something more, but
I mean, yeah. We don't want to give away too much because you
No.
still might not seen it, but you know.
True. Speaking of movies you might not have seen that I haven't seen, but The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh my.
I want to see it. I really do.
gotta
It's
go
one of
see
those.
this.
It's one of those time things because I'm going to be honest with you. Previews, I gave 2 craps less. I'm like, oh man.
I know you was bashing it in pre-production. So.
My thing is though, I went into it with the mentality that it's just being made to keep the license in the wrong hands as far as I'm concerned.
And I'll totally say no.
Right.
This was a solid Spider-Man movie that literally took the concept of Spider-Man and put it on the screen.
Right.
It didn't re-envision Spidey with web shooters out of the hand.
This is where we argue, man.
I didn't like that. I never did like that.
I did the organic shooters, man. They just made sense to me. Now, of course, now you think, wow, scientifically, then he would have been spinning webs out of his ass. Like, you know. Okay, I buy that. But I like
that's the only part of my spoil because you've seen.
Come on, you can't. They show them on the photos and pictures, you know. So. I do. Don't spoil anything for me, but I do. If they're going to give him the web shooters, tell me that there's a little. Am I talking drama when he runs out?
There's that.
Because to me, that is the only really redeeming quality about having the artificial web shooters is the fact that he could run out at any time and be like, crap.
And of course, everybody knows Lizard is the main villain, and the way they interpret the Lizard and the way they actually, don't want to say too much, but Oscorp.
Right.
So there's a connection between Lizard, Oscorp, and if you know who Oscorp is, then you know what's probably coming along in the next one, because it definitely sets you up for another one.
Right. As long as they stay away from the Power Ranger suit. I mean, really, you know, why put a mask on William Dafoe when that some bitch was creepy enough? Let's like just slap a little makeup on him or something. But that was my only beef. But yeah, I'm hoping, like you said, with the tie-in to Oscorp, that we're going to see a certain goblin of emerald quality. Hint, you know. But let's hope that they took what didn't really work the first time and improved on it.
Yeah, we hope for the best.
And as you're watching this, hopefully by the time you've seen this, I have watched it, so stay tuned for the next episode when I go, oh my god, I can't believe I waited so long.
And there was another comic movie out that slid under the radar.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yes!
In 3D. But I didn't get a chance to see it in 3D because I went with my friends, but I'll...
Fantastic! Based on the book.
Definitely.
If you get a chance, man, pick that up. That is Abraham Lincoln-tastic. I cannot tell a lie.
Did you see the movie or?
Yes.
It was good. It really was good. I mean, I didn't mean to question, but it was a movie that slid under a lot of people's radar.
It was one of those ones I watched where if anybody, like two of you who follow me on Twitter, I didn't go nuts about it just because it was a good movie. I liked the hell out of it, you know. But it was like one of those things. It was like throwing a.
I know.
It was like throwing a grape in a swimming pool. You know, one person out of like 6 billion is going to be like, oh, I really enjoyed it too. But I mean, God.
It was just like last year's Prophecy.
Yes.
It was a great movie.
Based on
the manga.
Yeah.
It was good, you know, and this was a good, fun Sunday afternoon watch.
This was the definition of a popcorn movie. This was a guilty pleasure movie. Because, I mean, seriously, Abraham Lincoln, vampires.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Who's going to go into that with, you know, it's like, oh, I'm really hoping the cinematography and this is fantastic, and it's, you know.
Or the history is exactly accurate.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, Gettysburg.
Oh, God. Yeah. Very good. I did.
And then the whole train sequence.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah. If you like Seagal's train sequence, this is that and then some.
Yeah. I liked that they were able to be fantastic about the time period and not go like nutty like they, what's a good example of, Wild Wild West. Hey, let's keep it, you know, in that time period, but let's go stupid with it, you know. Everything that they did worked for the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it wasn't like Van Helsing where it's like, I've got this steam-powered, you know, apparatus, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude dipped his axe in silver and went to town, you know.
Chop them trees down, build up.
And here's what I'm hoping for a sequel, if anybody's watching. Abraham Lincoln Zombie Hunter. Come on, there were zombies back then. Seriously, there was a lot of dead people back then. Some of them had to come up as zombies. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. The summer 2013 Abraham Lincoln Zombie Hunter. But I think somebody probably, we got to look it up real quick. Somebody probably fan-made something like that.
Probably. There's got to have been something out there.
Which, in closing, just a tie-in, because we talked about big, huge movies. If you want a really good treat, go to YouTube and just type in fan-made.
Oh.
There's so much awesome stuff out there right now that just the fans. I think the one that set the bar years ago was the Batman, the Alien vs. Predator, and what was it, The Killing Joke? Where the very, oh man, there were people out there with like our budgets who were just blowing studios with $1 million budgets out of the park.
Yeah. Also fan made the Avengers.
Yes.
Fan made because the main two people behind that's going to be down
Right.
at Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Yes.
Totally just unrelated. I'm not prepared, but they're going to be doing the cosplay competition.
Nice.
And then we're going to show some episodes of the Avengers in between the cosplay stuff and everything. So it should be pretty fun.
So, like we said, we're still in the middle of summer 2012.
We got August coming up.
We got August coming up. We've still got more. Oh, before I go, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I have to. Dark Knight, Superman, The Man of Steel preview.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, I've heard from other people who got the chance to go to Comic-Con that, oh man, wait a minute, we saw 5 minutes of it, it's fantastic. That's super great. If anybody who knows me and watches the show, Superman is my boy. Superman, there's my dad, Superman, Doctor Who. So when there's a new Superman movie, I'm like, yay! And if you've ever read anything or heard me talk, no, nothing. I'm sorry, nothing about it so far has like even piqued my interest. And I got really super excited when I heard that there was the trailer, the teaser before Dark Knight. I'm like, I'm so set for this. I know what's going to happen. Everything that I've talked badly about is going to get squashed, and I'm going to bite my words. And then the trailer started. And at first I didn't realize it was the trailer. I thought it was like, oh, super cool, man. Somebody's making a movie of The Deadliest Catch.
That's what I thought.
Oh my God, super cool, man. The Perfect Storm 2. And I'm like, who's the bearded guy? Oh, that's Superman. What I'm hoping, I've heard from people that it's going to be action. This is a Superman who punches things, which I want to see. I really do. I want to see my Superman being super. I really do. I'm hoping what they're trying to portray with this is not an origin so much story, but if anybody who reads the comic books and knows their Superman history, it wasn't, okay, I went from the farm to Metropolis. That's just it. I graduated college, I went to Metropolis. He traveled. He has a history. Yeah. He's not just a guy who punches things, and, he is a fleshed out character. And I'm really hoping by seeing these trailers that I've seen of him just like Kane and Kung Fu wandering the earth, that they're trying to emphasize the character. And not, I'm hoping they emphasize Clark Kent and not just Superman. That being said, I have seen pictures of the costume. I understand right now that there's a big thing about showing Superman without his underwear. I get it. That's no reason to make the costume suck as hard as you are. That looks horrible. God in heaven. I really do. Mark my words. Write down the episode number that this is right now and throw it in my face 6 months from now when I go, I love it so much. Throw it, please do. I want you to. I want to be wrong. I have never so much in my life wanted to be wrong about something more than the fact that this new Superman movie looks like it's going to suck kryptonite. So, that's all I got.
Okay, summer is going to be next month, so.
Yeah, we've got plenty more things to review. There's going to be plenty more movies coming out. Yeah, stay tuned.